All right, we're live. So that's what we were waiting for. Thank you, everybody. Today is November 22nd or 21st. I'm not even sure, but let us know that these streams are working by tagging yourself or a friend who loves tattoos as much as we do in the comments here. So this is Tuesday Feelings with Ricardo Sturdivant. Medusa Slaves is also here. We've been talking in the background about upcoming events like the Puerto Rico Tattoo Convention that Medusa will be at and what's new in Ricardo's world. So before we get started today, we want to say thank you to Guy Aitchison for providing this awesome network to you guys. It's a place for tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious. You're encouraged to join in these live streams. And if you would like to, just go to reinventingthetattoo.com and scroll to the bottom to our calendar. Today's date will have the Zoom link in it right there. If you're watching after the fact and we're not live anymore, you can find us on any of the podcast channels like Spotify, Apple, Google, anything like that to rewatch. Also, we do have a Roku channel. So that's pretty cool if you guys want to put on something in the background, something for your clients or something to fall asleep to at night, of course. They're on demand. So if you'd like anything like that, reinventingthetattoo.com has more information. Otherwise, we do have a lot of weekly shows that are really awesome if you like this type of content. Every Sunday at 1 p.m. is Jason Leeser's Reinventing Drawing Group, Skill Building Sundays. Monday mornings start early with Drawing for Tattooers, led by James Wisdom. Later in the morning at 11 a.m., myself, Gabe Ripley, and Jake Meeks do the Tattoo Weekly. We have guests often, and if you guys would like to, we can give you more information about that. Monday evenings is Monday evenings is Robbie Rapol's Feelings, and later in the evening is our Evolution Weekly exercise led by Sandy McAndrew. Later on Wednesdays, we have our Business Roundtable starting early, and Thursday nights is Tattoo Collecting 101, live from Red Tree Gallery. Otherwise, we want to say thank you to some of our sponsors for pulling this stuff out for you guys. World Tattoo Events, with the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events in the world. We also have Tattoo Now, providing technology for tattooers for 25 years. And right now, some of the new technology that Gabe is working will propel your business years in the future. So without any further ado, if you guys have any questions, send us an email at management@reinventingthetattoo.com. All right. Amber's here as well. I'm going to go ahead and let her in. Ricardo, it's just you and the girls today so far.
All right.
How's everybody doing?
Huh? Doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. I had a good week. The other week I went to see Derb do his live Q&A. Okay. I think we talked about it, Medusa, a little bit. So that's pretty much the only traveling I've done lately. Looking at the 2023 schedule here soon.
My 2023 schedule is already overwhelming. And I'm pretty proud of myself, but also sitting there just being like, what the fuck did I do? Like, what did I get myself into? Did I bite off more than I can chew?
No, dude, come on. I think it's pretty cool that when you can sit back and look at that and feel that way rather than being like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean?
All right. Yes. Okay, fine. You got a point. You do. But I feel like I'm very proud of myself for going, balls to the wall with my career. I am not even gassing it up. I'm just straight up laying down straight facts, yo. When I say that this is like all thanks to Reinventing. Literally. Like, it was just me hanging out in my shop, and I know a few local tattooers before, and then I listened to Fireside Tattoo Network, and Jake had advertised Reinventing, and I went home and checked it out, signed up, met all yous guys, and suddenly I went from just being a nobody and a walk-in shop in Portland to having friends all over the country and filling up my 2023 calendar before 2023.
That sounds
awesome.
This is like, it's just because I listened to Fireside Tattoo Network, checked out the reinventing thing, like Jake was talking about on the thing, and then started talking to you guys.
How cool is
Medusa,
that?
I'm so glad that you did that.
Yeah, me too.
I am too.
How I found reinventing. I watched Fireside all the time.
I think I remember you saying that, Amber. I'm so glad you did too.
Yeah, dude. I
Likewise,
would be
guys.
so miserable if I didn't find reinventing.
Seriously.
It's just stagnant. But yeah, I mean, the reason I'm working Puerto Rico is because of making friends with Jason, which I only would have known if I, like, from reinventing. I didn't know him. I didn't know you guys or any of you before, or would have probably. I don't know.
I could say the same thing for sure, man. I can relate to what you're saying about that. I just jumped in one day on Jason's class, and it's been awesome getting to know him and the experiences here and jumping in these classes and stuff, you know, and leading these discussions and stuff like that. It's been life-changing for sure.
Yeah.
And in a positive way. It's been a cool thing to like be able to physically feel myself breaking out of a shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I couldn't have done it without just talking about it with you guys. And like I just having a platform to be able to discuss these kinds of things too, and realize that other people feel the same way.
Exactly. I can't believe how much better my confidence is now.
That's awesome. I'm still working on that one.
I just like having friends. This is
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
That
It's
helps
so-
too. Yes.
This is
It
so
is-
cool.
it
And
is
you guys
kinda-
don't get too mad at me for telling too many jokes.
Your jokes
We
are
love
awesome.
your jokes.
Your jokes are pretty funny, dude.
I can't be serious.
Hey, so you were talking a little bit ago about your schedule. Why don't you fill us in on a little bit of that? What's going on with it?
I still have to make travel arrangements, but I am booking up my 2023 travel schedule. Hopefully, you know, if all goes right, or if all goes as I anticipate, in a couple of weeks, or not even in a couple of weeks, like in 8 fucking days, I'm going to Puerto Rico, and that's in fucking 8
That is
days.
so
Oh my
exciting.
God, I have so much shit to do.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be in
Um,
the background, but another one, don't forget Paradise.
Paradise
Late
City, yeah.
October. Yeah, late October 2023.
Okay, sweet.
I know all of us have a reason to go for something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
For sure.
Okay, so Halloween in Massachusetts with yous guys in October.
Yep.
Paradise. Sweet. Yes. Puerto Rico in December. January, I don't think I'm doing anything. February, I told Bruno I'd go guest down there at Prisma's.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and but that's in Florida, and that's only 2 hours away from Melbourne, where Robbie is.
Yes.
And in February, Dusty, the other host of the Monday Let's Talk About Feelings, is also going to Melbourne. So I'm gonna try to drive up to Melbourne and spend a couple of days, or just a day, hanging out with them too.
Radical.
And then in March, Fawn had asked me about helping out with a convention that Red Tree is doing. I can't remember which one it was. Motor City? No, I don't remember.
Motor City's always in March. Could be that.
Early March. Yeah, I think it might be
First
that
week.
one. Yeah. So I'm considering it, but also in late March, I already was talking to Renee about guesting in Oklahoma City with her before I head over to an annual heavy metal festival in Texas that I go to every year. And then immediately after that, I'm doing inspiring tours in New Hampshire.
That one's gonna be fun. I'll be there for that one too.
Hell yeah. And then
Mhm.
I think my books are open again in May but I think I'm gonna spend a couple of months back at home just taking in the busy season because springtime is busy season in the Pacific Northwest.
It seems to be that way, like in a lot of places for sure, but that's good.
Yeah, I've been realizing that states that have actual winters, like
Mhm.
northern colder states, they all get a slow season, but southern states that stay warmer typically don't have as slow seasons.
Right.
So I'm gonna try making my winters guest spotting in the south more.
Yeah, dude, that's ideal.
Yes.
To yeah, that way I will be able to get my travel fixes and see people, network, hang out, explore the world. Because one of my favorite parts about tattooing is that you can pick up and take it places. And then in the springtime, come on back home for those sexy, sexy tax returns.
Yeah.
This is like everybody got their government monies. Come get a tattoo.
Taxes. Ugh.
Oh, I don't
Well,
want to. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. I hired a CPA this year. Whew.
yeah, it's probably pretty good. I
Yeah.
try to avoid my stuff like that too.
Yeah, I hired a CPA in September to help me learn how to prep for January, and she set up a whole cool system for me that I use now. And then we're gonna reconvene when tax season comes around, and she's just gonna do everything for me.
Nice. Yeah, the easier it is, like the more just plug in the numbers and it takes care of itself. It's the better. You know what I mean? Especially for my mind, for sure. Like I see numbers, dude, and I start getting all like panicky.
Yeah, dude, I
You
don't.
literally start sweating.
Yeah,
Literally.
I don't do math after 7 a.m. and right now it's 7:14. So
Yeah.
like I won't be doing that for a while. So yeah, traveling's fun. Hi, Jason.
What up, Jason?
Then
Hey guys,
Thanks for jumping
I'm
on.
just waiting on my appointment to get here, but I should be doing some live tattooing today.
Oh,
So-
sweet.
Hell yeah.
Where
Is that
can we
your
go to see
painting?
that?
Oh, sorry.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, these are this is some of my artwork. Here, I'll flip you around. So
Ah, gorgeous.
give you a quick little studio tour.
Oh my gosh. I remember
That
that
might look
guy.
familiar.
Yeah, you took 8 weeks on that one.
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff hanging up. Got the hammerhead right there.
You and your mums.
It's me and my older brother.
Usually only has one.
Fucking sick. Nice setup. It's very beautiful. I
Yes,
love those frames are nice. Ooh la la. Sexy frames.
Then I got the little iPad station set up for my clients.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at
Yeah, I
that. That's a
remember you
tattoo
talking about
inception.
that.
Nice.
Are you still in the same spot in the shop?
No, I did switch areas. So, but yeah, so I'm actually in the next one up. It's actually the middle station on this side of the studio. But yeah, I got some cool stuff.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah,
It's
my
good to see you
appointment
today.
should be here in just a few minutes. I'm just going to
What do
go
you-
over a few things with them, double check with them, make sure everything's copacetic, and then we should be getting started. So I may actually go through and how do I get back? There we go. I may go through and hop off real quick and then hop back on in a little bit once we get
Okay.
everything situated. But I did want to pop in and say hi today, guys. So
Yeah, cool, man. Glad to have you. Thanks for joining us today. I can't wait to
Yeah,
see
no
what you're working
problem.
on.
Hell yeah,
cool. So I
Jason.
will be back in a few minutes.
Cool. See you soon.
All right.
Speaking of the man, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so excited to work alongside Jason. He's so fun. He's a really, really great travel buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems like he'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's a very accommodating. Um, yeah, normally I wouldn't uh feel comfortable traveling with other people. Um, especially people that I don't know too well, that I don't like see on a regular basis, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. The Reinventing crew, you guys like count. You guys count as family.
Yeah. It has been pretty interesting though, hasn't it?
Uh,
Like meeting everybody,
Mhm.
getting to know them, and now you're traveling with them and stuff like that. Like think about the opportunities missed for so many years, like just being kind of stuck in our own mind and stuff like that, like staying in the same kind of position, thinking that that's all you'll get. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I'm really, really happy to have started finding community in tattooing
Mm-hmm.
outside of my local area. Um it's I think it's very healthy for my own mentality, and as well as my not social status, but like social interactions as a tattooer, because like, you know, you can love your shop mates and stuff all the time, but if they're the only people you work with day in and day out, and the only people you see, or like the same 10 tattooers in town, you're all going to get real sick of each other real quick, you
Mhm.
know? And small groups that have nothing to do but be around each other all the time could get super petty. So it's really nice to have a community that's spread out, and where we have like our get-togethers on Zoom, but also we also all have like a little bit of space so we aren't getting up each other's asses.
Yeah, it is pretty difficult to find the person that you can travel with and stuff like that, and get along with really well. Like I feel you there. But most importantly is to be able to like have the communication and the ability to be able to like talk about it if something does arise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jason's definitely one of those people that you can do that with, and it's been great. And I've enjoyed traveling with him. Like the first time, I mean, we met on here, and then within a couple weeks, I was already going out to Philly to hang out with them and stuff like that.
Within
And
a couple of weeks.
oh yeah, for sure, man.
Oh
It
my
was
God. I didn't realize your guys' bromance was like
Sounds like kindred spirits.
it's
love
for
at
real.
first sight.
It's for real, y'all. It's for real. But it was a blast, man. Yeah, it's
That's
kindred
awesome.
spirit kind of thing for sure. I think it's just like the drive, like what we're talking about right now, with wanting to learn, wanting to push yourself a little bit more. It's like it can be pretty simple, really, if what you really want to do is just get better, And like when you surround yourself with the same kind of people that want to do the same thing, then good things will start happening.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing, is that not that the people that are in local communities and smaller in-person groups and everything aren't as valuable, but you can get a lot of information from your coworkers and your friends and stuff, but you can only get so much. Now we can exchange information together about tattooing and learn together with people all over. So that's cool.
Yep.
Sorry,
Love
I
that.
got lost while I was talking.
Dude, I do it all the time, man.
And I'm just like, wait, I had a point there, but I lost it.
You know, it's a little
So you
different
gotta-
when you're in person, you know what I mean? Because you can see somebody thinking and you can see them kind of going, and you're like, yes, yes. But on Zoom, it's so much different. You know what I mean? It's so fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
No, and
It's
then I just need to end my trailing off with and then I found $20.
Good story, Medusa. Good for
Thanks.
you. Yeah,
Thanks. Happy ending. Everything's great.
everything is groovy, man. I'm gonna so a little bit ago you were talking about going to Puerto Rico. I'm pretty excited for you. And then I had asked you if you have any drawings or anything like that that you're getting ready. Like, do you anticipate on trying to push your own art style there, or like, or what do you have any ideas or goals as far as like what it is that you want to accomplish while you're there? Because I know this is a big opportunity for you, and you're going to be working a booth with our buddy Jason and stuff like that. Like, do you have any ideas of what you're looking to do while you're there?
As you're asking that, I'm like getting overwhelmed. So
Okay, never mind then.
for real feels, we want to
Yeah.
talk about Tuesday feels. Oh man,
Let's
I'm
talk about
overwhelmed.
let's talk about those feelings.
Overwhelm is something. It is a big deal. It didn't start occurring to me how much of an opportunity like this really is. Like I knew it was a great opportunity, but like how great this is gonna be for me. Until not last night, but the night before when I was talking to my travel agent about hotels and stuff down in Puerto Rico. And he was all like, everything's inflated. Is this like a really big convention or something? And that's when I was out, and he was also talking about how a bunch of places are all sold out around the convention center and the prices are all inflated in that area. And that's when it was just, I was all like, oh, if prices are inflated, it's a lot, but it's a bigger deal than I thought it was. And
You'll be
everything.
fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm nervous. I looked at some of the guest artists and I got like starry-eyed fangirled, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to meet Yalzi.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Really easy to talk to.
Cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's the thing about it. You know what I mean? Like I think when you meet these people in person, I mean, like, I've fanboyed myself, I promise you that. But like, you know, you kind of like talk to yourself for a second and you kind of tell yourself, all right, dude, they're just like you and me. They're here having a good time. They want to hang out. They want to meet people too. And the last thing they want to do is sit there and like listen to you go, oh my God, 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 oh my God. So if that's what it takes for you to be able to like just go up and have a conversation as a conversation with yourself in the bathroom for a little bit before you introduce yourself to them, go for it. Or just tell them, hey man, I'm a super big fan of yours, dude. I just want to get that out of the way. Now let's have a talk now.
Yeah.
That's usually
I think one of the things that I'm nervous about is I'm so new to tattooing. I feel like I kind of don't deserve to be there surrounded by those people.
come on.
And also like, what the fuck would I talk to anybody about? I don't know shit.
Well,
Like,
ask the questions and yep. Ask the questions and you can even just say you're pretty new to tattooing, but you're super interested. And I mean, obviously you're making a trip to another country or another part of the world anyway, to be around what you love. You know what I mean? Like it's not every day that somebody just drops that kind of money and that kind of time and effort to go just hang out. You know what I mean? Like you're there for more than just hanging out. Like you're there to learn, to experience things and everything like that. So it shows, it's evidence. It's the same thing like when somebody comes in for an apprenticeship, I think, and you can tell the difference between somebody just wanting to be a tattoo artist versus somebody that's really into art, really into pushing themselves, being open, all that, et cetera stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
So don't sell yourself short.
thanks for the pep talk, Ricky.
You're welcome. You are welcome. You're good, man. Don't sweat it. It's the same thing with like the Paradise Gathering. You just say hello. It's the scariest
I
thing.
was too scared until you said hi to me.
Hmm.
Because I had posted on the old Reinventing app thing, hi, I'm here. I am too afraid to say hi to anybody. Somebody say hi to me because I'm nervous. And then you
Yeah.
like came up like 3 minutes later and you're like, hello?
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't even know that you had posted that, man. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, swear it, swear it. Like I was
No.
doing the same. I'm doing exactly what I was doing exactly what I'm telling you I'm advising you on right now. It's like I knew that I was scared to be there, and I knew that I was scared to say hello to people and stuff like that. The same way that you're talking about right now. So
I
I
didn't
just
know that you knew.
embraced it.
You didn't know that I had posted that. I literally, what I was
Oh.
doing on my phone right before you said hi to me was me being like, I'm scared to say hi to anybody. Will somebody walk up to me?
No, I had no idea. So there you go. See, I mean, you got to think about all those missed opportunities. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like I can either I'm gonna go back to my hotel room and I'm like, why didn't I do that? Or I'd rather go back to the hotel room and be like, I should have said something else. But you know what? At least I said something to them.
Mm,
Like I'd rather live with that regret rather than being like, oh shit, I didn't say anything at all. This whole trip, I didn't talk to anybody. I spent all that money and all that time and effort to get down here. And look what I did. I could have done the same thing at home.
That's a really good point to keep in mind. I'm gonna
Yep.
try to like remember that while I'm
Yep.
there and just be like, I spent all this money and took this like and talked about this and spent so long preparing for it to come down here. I better fucking make some contacts and make some new friends, or else I'm not allowed to go back home.
There you go.
But
It's good to have goals.
staying in Puerto Rico is not a bad thing.
No, not at all. It looks gorgeous down there too, man. Is the resort
Oh.
pretty cool looking?
Jason is the one that has been there a bunch. It's at the thing's at a convention center, so you are so everybody's getting a hotel separately, but the nearest hotel is the Hyatt House.
Gotcha.
But I mean, there's water all around it. It's a little island. I just looked at the maps last night. It literally looks like walking distance to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's radical, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
think
very
about
excited.
we were talking about like talking to people, being afraid, being nervous. One of the cool things is that Jason's a really personable guy too, and he'll just go up to anybody and start saying hello and everything like that as well. So like it's kind of like that, you know, like when you think about a kid learning how to walk, you know what I mean? Like you don't sit there and tell them, okay, put your foot down, now the next step and balance and stuff like that. They're just kind of observing their environment and then they pick that up, you know what I mean? And it's an
Mhm.
instinct after that. So it's like one of those things, like if you're just observing people talking and stuff like that, just start picking up on their cues and repeat the pattern.
Hell
Repeat.
yeah. I think I'm
Repeat
gonna
the-
have a blast. I think a lot of my nerves are just that, just giddy little nerves because it's a few days away.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's almost like did you ever get excited about the first day of school? Like when you were a kid. Like when you were a kid. You know?
Before I found out what school meant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like first, second, third grade, yes.
Yeah.
After that, no.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's kind of like one of those things, you know what I mean? You're like, oh yes, this is gonna be so radical. I'm so nervous. And you get your like, I don't know about you guys, but I used to lay my clothes out on the chair so I could just get up and throw them on and stuff like that. Dude.
No, I did
Be
that
like,
too.
yes.
Yes. That way I didn't have to bother in the morning when I couldn't think.
Right.
But
Exactly.
yeah, no, the picking out your first day of school outfit. You're
Mhm.
so excited. Well, I think no, that is really similar too, because your first day of school, you're getting excited to go back and see your friends that a
Yes.
lot of them
This
you
is-
haven't seen all summer.
Yep,
and
that's
everything.
exactly what I was
Like
gonna
that's
say.
the joy of the kid stuff. Nobody's ever excited. Yay, more homework.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yay, sitting for 8
There's
hours
one
in
in New
fluorescent
Jersey
lights.
that's against homework.
I brought my pencil. Give me something to write
A
on.
lot of schools in New Jersey aren't giving homework to younger kids anymore. I love it. Why?
What? Really?
End of homework.
Huh. What's the goal of that?
The goal is that kids are spending so much time in school and then they're given homework from every subject, and they're spending so much time doing homework at night that there's no family time.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's
You
true.
don't have, if you don't have a healthy family time, your behavior changes.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing to consider is, regardless of how much homework it is, you know, everybody has a different level of stamina and resilience. Little kids can only handle so much versus older kids. And the same thing
Yeah.
is with college. If you have so many classes per week, each of those classes requires a certain amount of hours of study time and homework time, and those add up. So like for a kid in 4th grade, let's say they're in school for, what is it? It's like an 8-hour day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they have 8 periods in school, or maybe 7 because there's some recesses or anything. All right, 7 or 8 classes. So 7 or 8 classes, each one of those classes has an hour of homework to do, meaning when they go home, they have 7 or 8 hours of homework to get done. There's no time between that and bedtime and getting up for school the next day for that
Yeah.
kid to be able to have any life as a child.
Yeah.
And it'd be incredibly unhealthy to pile on so much responsibility to a young developing mind that can't handle that much without allowing them time to like play. It's like having a dog and never taking them out on a walk.
Eek.
Like you
Yeah,
can't do that
exactly.
to a kid. They
And
have
that's
to be
the
able to
argument
just grow
for,
on their own and have their time as a child.
that's the
Gotcha.
exact argument they're making.
Well, that's cool.
I've been making that argument since I was in high school.
Yeah, I never felt like I belonged in that kind of a teaching environment either. Like I ended up having to do alternative education to catch up on all my credits and stuff. And I was like, why didn't they let me do this whole time? Like I would just sit down, read the book, take the test, you know what I mean? And then pass the chapter and then just on to the next one. Like I got so many credits done and so quick, and it was awesome. Like I actually looked forward to sitting down to read the book. You know what I mean? It was crazy because I was able to do it on my own time, my own way. I wasn't distracted by like just being sitting in the class, being bored out of my mind. You know what I mean? And it gave me time to draw and stuff like that afterwards too. So I could totally see that. I could totally see that.
I remember when I was a kid and I would draw on the side of all of my homeworks and everything. And my teacher would say, you know, I know you want to be an artist when you grow up, but even artists have to learn how to read and write and do math. And now look at me. I'm a professional artist with spell check and a calculator.
Right in your pocket.
Stuck on that, Mrs. Galley.
Remember when your teachers
Gee.
would say you can't carry a calculator with you everywhere you go?
Yeah. Little did they know that
Yep.
they'd have the same phone.
I don't know why they said that even back then. Calculators could fit in purses.
Yes, in
Like,
pockets.
it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that nobody is ancient enough where the calculators they had in school were like house-sized
Abacus.
computers. But no, that phrase never made sense because calculators has always been pretty portable.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys mind if I
Just
share the screen here?
go for it.
Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what you guys think about this. Maybe you guys can give me some direction too. Let's see.
I am so close to finishing my flash sheet, and I'm really hoping to finish it before the end of the show so I can show you guys.
Is that the one that you've been painting?
Yeah, the chrome one. Wow.
You guys see that? Is that the right
Oh, that's
way, or
beautiful.
should I lay it a different way, or is that okay like that?
It's good.
What are you asking?
I mean, so I don't know. Just see what you guys think and maybe some direction. I mean, trying to think about this being on a upper part of an arm, I guess. Let's see. This could be the shoulder.
I'd have to see where else you're going with it.
Like a half
I
sleeve kind of
mean,
thing.
Yeah, I just have to see where else you're going with it. So far, it looks like a great start. I mean,
I love your
obviously,
inspiration
there's
photos.
some positioning to help make that arm a little more army rather than a
The-
floating hand
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right? Like
coming straight
it
out of
should
her
come
chest.
across. Yeah, exactly. It should come
Yeah.
across a little bit more, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to position so like that is an awkward position to have it. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think if I'm in her position. No, that would work. You just have to change the drapery, the way the drape folds, because
Mhm.
that's the awkward part.
You
Oh,
think
I'm
that's all it was? Just the drapery?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because you can
agree.
definitely have your hand right there. True,
Mhm.
but the
Mhm.
drapery around the wrist is at the wrong angle.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
that would need to be fixed.
Here's
So
my
draw
dork
the arm
moment.
before the sleeve. You know this.
Yeah. Oh, here's my dork moment that I'm trying to make it like some Star Wars kind of fandom stuff. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Oh,
I
with
am
the little
sensing
layers.
that vibe. You've
For
been
real?
on a Star Wars kick, haven't you?
I really have, dude. So like,
We love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars stuff. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I have not caught up on all the new Star Wars movies since I watched up to Rogue One.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Rogue One
Yes.
was really fun. I cried at Rogue One. I fucking cried.
Me
You
too.
too?
I cried because I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my God, this movie is actually about, this is the first movie in the entire franchise that's actually about the Star Wars. And it's really well done. And it renewed my faith in the Star Wars franchise,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because let's admit it was getting questionable there for a while. And then they made a whole new movie, and that was kind of weird, and it was good, but nobody was really quite sure what to think because we don't know where we're going yet. And then Rogue One came out, and I was all like, all right, great. The George Lucas disaster of the early aughts is over.
Yeah. Definitely, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I
But-
was gonna say when you're talking about nobody was really sure what to think. I think that was like since then, right? Since the early 2000s. You're like, oh, what do we do?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
still like
yeah, people were still kind of deciding. It's just like, are we giving Star Wars another chance?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
did that
Yeah.
like crash and burn to the ground? And we're all still screaming about how 3 of the Star Wars movies don't count.
Right. But they've been tying a lot of the storylines into some of that stuff, though. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty neat to do that.
Yeah,
At least they're making it count.
Yeah, I have to catch up on all the new movies. I know there's quite a few that's come out since Rogue One. I just haven't been able to sit down and watch them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just
So-
finally started watching The Mandalorian.
It's a good one.
I hear the Andor is
Oh, it's so awesome.
incredible. I
Yeah,
hear the
I've heard
Andor
the same
is one of the is probably like the most close to George Lucas's original vision of Star Wars.
Yeah.
or I was reading something about that. But I have yet to check it out, but I've heard nothing but good things. Like
It-
Andor's getting a lot of fucking praise.
Definitely give it a go, man. It's awesome. I've been a big fan of it this whole time.
Nice.
But you know, so I'm drawing these things lately. What's been happening at the shop that I work at, which is it started happening at my private studio too, but like what's happening is a lot of the clientele are starting to bring in you know, the Pinterest tattoos have always been kind of brought in as reference and stuff like that. But what's happening lately is I'm starting to see a lot of people are bringing in the Pinterest tattoos, wanting it just as is. You know what I mean? And it's starting to become more and more of a discussion and an argument almost at some points, to let the client know that I know I myself personally, I don't do that. You know, like I don't take other people's tattoos and tattoo them exactly as is. Like I've always used them as a point of reference, and I've always been able to discuss with the clients pretty easily, and let them know, like especially if you're trying to kind of educate them in the process of getting tattoos, that it's exactly that it's just a point of reference. So I'm starting to find myself trying to figure out a way to get away from that, and it's not really working out so far with being able to discuss them. What about you, Melissa?
I work in a walk-in shop in a very trendy part of town.
Uh-huh.
This has been going on. For me, this has been my whole career has
Okay.
been arguing with people, not arguing, but you know, it almost feels like you have to like fight for your right to be an artist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, I just want it exactly as is, just minimalism line work, like just this tiny little arrow exactly in the same spot. And like some of these tattoos that they're bringing in as a point of reference aren't real tattoos.
Uh-huh.
Like some of them literally are just a Photoshop,
Yep.
Yeah.
like a concept idea that somebody put on Pinterest. A lot of them, I think this comes from people being impulsive and seeing something cute in a consumerism culture and deciding that immediately that they want it. I found that this is more common with the younger crowd.
Yeah.
The younger crowd who grew up in the time of Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
Instant
in the
gratification.
time of instant gratification, in the time of Postmates and Grubhub and Uber and Lyft. A lot of these people getting these tattoos don't understand the concept of the fact that it is an art form and wearing art. They just see something they want. I want it now. I want it just like that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because every generation grew up a certain way, you know?
Mhm.
I'm an early millennial, a zennial, if you will. I grew up before internet, but also with the bringing on of internet, you
Yeah.
know? So to me, Amazon Prime is something that happened while I was an adult.
Yes.
To most
I
of these
remember only
Pinterest
being able to buy
clients.
books on Amazon.
Yeah. So in like, to me, like I remember having to order something from eBay and wait 3 weeks.
Mhm.
And by the time it arrived, you had forgotten you ordered it. So it was a happy little surprise. So somebody that is, you know, in our age group has a better understanding of the concept of waiting for something to get a bigger return on it.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of it is instant gratification and a generational thing. But also I think there's a lack of thought towards the creative process. To them, it's like ordering off of a menu or picking out a piece of jewelry at the store. You
Right.
see it, you want it, you buy it.
Yeah.
it's not thought of as a customized piece of art.
Mm-mm.
It's
Mhm.
thought of as an accessory
Yeah.
that's pre-done.
Hmm.
So there's instant gratification as well as a misconception of what the art actually is. At least that's my theory on it, considering the fact that I pay my rent off of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and I agree with you for sure. I think it also a lot of it has to do with the fact that people, when they come in, they don't think that you're going to understand what it is they're trying to tell you. You know what I mean? And they don't have a way of visualizing the image the same way that we can, the way that we can create it for them. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times people see something and they're like, "That's it. That's my idea. That's exactly it." And unfortunately, they think that you can't. A lot of people don't think that you can do too much else with the tattoo. And sometimes some of the tattoos that people have been bringing into me lately, it's like, man, this is so good. Like, what do I do now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's becoming to the point where I'm like, look, dude, if you guys want this tattoo, the best thing to do is go to the person that did this tattoo and talk to them about designing something for you. Because, and a lot of the times, the client is kind of like, thrown back a little bit for a couple different reasons. One of them is the fact that they don't realize that that person drew that up for them. They thought that they just got it off the internet somewhere, just like the way that they're showing me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of it's been interesting lately.
I've run into the unfortunate fiasco of being a new person in tattooing with that. So obviously I don't have the skills of like a 15 to 20-year veteran. And people coming in expecting me to be able to do any style perfectly. Like I've
Mhm.
talked to a few people and they think that all tattooers can do anything.
Yep.
All of them, like not understanding that there are different skill levels, there are different styles. So I don't know how to speak to clients about that. Like I don't want to say, hey, I can't do a portrait. So 'cause I still have to
I
sell
think that's
myself as an artist.
I think it's probably the best way to do it. Is like I'm not the person to talk to about portraits. You know what I mean? If you're not comfortable with them, I mean,
Yeah.
at some
I
point
mean,
you want to
I'm not gonna take on a tattoo I can't do, but I have to. I've
That's
always tried to talk them into working more with my style if they want me as an artist.
yeah. I think that's the best thing you can do. And so I think actually you're being honest and you're doing them a good service. To be honest with you, you're doing them a better service than trying to give them what they want. And yourself for sure. And that speaks volumes to a lot of people. Some people see it, some people don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've gotten into the habit of if someone comes to me with a style, like I'm not good at Japanese. I know this, it's something I have to learn more about. I don't know all the rules, but I know several really good Japanese artists. So I will direct the client to them and go, look, this is not my style. This isn't something I can do justice to for you, but I know this artist specializes in this style. And if you go to them, you're going to get the best tattoo you can get.
Right. Exactly.
And I think they appreciate the fact that you're not just trying to go after their money and go, yeah, I can do that, and then ruining the tattoo.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. But I mean, there's also the client like that wants the cheapest that they can find too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I've found that there are a lot of like little Pinterest jammers that people want, the very simple basic ones and everything. And they're all like, I don't want any shading, I just want line work. And I'm just like,
yeah.
okay, do you want that? Is that a stylistic choice, or are you hoping for that because of a budget? And all the time it's a budget choice. A lot of people
Oh.
think that they can't have shading, they can't have color because it's cost too much. when essentially if you're doing something that's, less than the size of a baseball or whatever, just a little jammer, shading's the same cost as like the line work.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
like almost no difference.
Totally.
Yeah,
I agree with
because
you
that's
completely.
either that's like a fucking 10-minute tattoo. Well, I shouldn't say that on that. It could be. It could also be, an hour-long tattoo. Who knows? But you're essentially paying the same rate. The rate doesn't change on the design.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm constantly having to tell people like it will look better. It'll have more dimension and more depth if you allow me to add shading, and it's not going to be different.
How much more is
Because-
it going to cost?
Yeah, as just like this is still my hourly rate, and that's like less than my hourly rate, so it's like my minimum,
Yeah.
regardless of with or without it. So do you want it to look good, or do you really actually just want line work? Although I
Right.
can't say that either, because then if they actually do want just line work, I would essentially be saying that it doesn't look good. Oh man, I don't know how to talk to people.
Like, this is kind of the way it's going to be, but not really, but kind of. But let's go ahead and do your tattoo.
Yeah.
It happens
I don't
sometimes.
know
Maybe
how to
so.
explain it, but working with special needs kids and juvenile delinquents for so long, I've gotten good at but helping people think that it's their idea to change it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Because with special needs kids, and especially the juvenile delinquents, you kind of have to make them feel that the change in behavior is their idea, not
It's
yours,
their choice.
because
Right.
it's just an automatic no.
Yeah, with anybody, really. Like everybody feels better about the decisions when they feel like it's their own decision and they're not being influenced into it. So yeah, helping people come to that decision like on their terms, you're just assisting them with the decision making.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely helps your clients feel a lot more confident about the tattoo.
It's almost like a therapist just getting you to hear your own words, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Okay, quick thing about therapy. It's amazing. Everybody should be in therapy. My therapist is great. He calls me on my bullshit. I hate it.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yes.
He won't let me fuck around.
Good. He's doing his job.
I
Yeah.
love the therapist.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of it too. I think it's helped me out a lot. It's actually helped me out with my artwork and stuff too. You know what I mean? Being able to see things from a different perspective and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I recently got a new therapist due to switching providers. And my new therapist is awesome.
Well, that's a happy accident.
Yeah. I burned through a lot of therapists that weren't good matches, so I'm really happy I came across a good one. That's another
Yeah.
thing. Is a lot of people think they give it like one shot, one session with a therapist that they might not have built repertoire with or given enough of a chance to find out if it's a good working relationship, and then they're all like, therapy doesn't work, it's a sham. And it's just like, oh man, you can get so much out of it. You just maybe try a different one.
There's different ones.
There's different ones and different styles.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's
Different
so have you
therapists
guys
have different styles and different specialties.
Yeah.
for sure.
What are you gonna say, Ricardo?
I was just gonna ask if so, how do you guys deal with the client that comes in that's really not wanting to listen or budge on the idea? Like, do you guys find yourself just kind of finally saying, I'm just not the right fit for you? Do you guys kind of start working with them? Do you do the tattoo? What do you end up doing?
I got yelled at by a client. Like,
And yelled at by clients too.
it got
Uh-huh.
screamed at. So this girl came in, she was 19 or 20, and she had admitted, that she was doing this sporadically and everything, but she wanted a tattoo of a butterfly on her hand. She didn't have any other tattoos.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, and she was a fucking kid, like not old enough to drink. She was there with her bestie, and they pulled up a picture of a butterfly tattoo on a hand that they found on Pinterest.
Yep.
And they pulled up the Pinterest page itself and showed me, and I want this exact thing right here. So I tried talking with them, and upon further investigation, finding out more and more about their own life. They don't even have their own place. They don't have a job. They're still in school. They live with their parents. Like, no, I'm not putting a tattoo on your hand. Like, you don't
That's
even have a
real.
career yet. You haven't even gone out into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom's still making you dinner. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't burnt macaroni in a tea kettle because you didn't have any pots yet in your first studio apartment and set the alarms off in the entire building on your first night in your first studio apartment away from your parents like I did. You haven't experienced the world yet.
Yeah.
Also, don't make macaroni in a tea kettle.
I've never heard of that before, ever.
It doesn't work. That's why you haven't heard of it.
What made your friend do that?
They didn't have, and it was their first night in their first apartment. It was a little studio apartment, and they didn't have any pots or pans yet, but they had Easy Mac.
Nice.
Ah,
I
So
see.
anyways, but
That'll
then they
do
had a
it.
tea kettle, so that's kind of like almost pot shaped.
Yeah.
You know, it contains water that can be put on the stove, and there's a hole in the top, so I thought it would work. My friend thought it would work.
Your friend thought it would work.
sounds like it would.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it's hot, right?
yeah, so this girl, so she I was all like, we could definitely do this tattoo, but I would highly encourage a different location. I don't feel comfortable tattooing your hand. You don't have any other tattoos, and this could lead to some serious consequences later in life. And so instead of it being on her hand right here, she requested that it be on her hand right here. Not the same, just about an inch down right here.
Yeah.
And I was all like, okay, so that's still kind of on your hand. What if we go, to your wrist? And she's like, why can't I have it there? I moved it. It's a different location. And eventually I got really fed up because she was being really bratty. Like, this is the person I remember so much more than a bunch of my good experiences because it was such a headache to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she was like really fighting with me, and eventually I was like, listen, I'm not tattooing faces, necks, or hands on anybody that's not already 85% covered in tattoos.
Yeah, that's that's good for you.
I won't be able to sleep at night if I know that I'm putting you out in the world where you're gonna get denied your first job because of something I did to you.
Totally.
Like, no, we're not doing this. And so she stormed out. She slammed the door behind her and stood outside the pizza shop across the street and started screaming about how everybody that works at my shop is a stupid bitch.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Making a very big spectacle in public about how we treat our clients horribly. We're bitches. Nobody should get tattoos here.
Of course,
and
man.
then followed
Duh.
it up with a Yelp review where the entire experience was told in a very weird way. So, yeah, I dealt with that. Probably not great, because at the end of it, I was really sick of her shit. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, no. And shutting her down. But that was after some argument that was necessary.
Yeah,
that was a really difficult one, and I don't know how I could have handled it better.
I don't think there's any other way for you to, really, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds like everything that I would have done too. You know what I mean? Like I would have said the same thing. Like I've actually had that happen to me. This kid came in and he was just turned 18 and wanted a monster logo on his neck.
You're making that up. Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
I'm not joking with you. He wanted the monster logo tattooed on his neck, the monster logo, the M. And I was like, what? And like I thought he was messing with me at first. Like he was not. He was not messing with me, dude. And I was just like, whoa, okay. I was like, well, where are your other tattoos at? He's like, what do you mean? This is my first one. I was like, I'm definitely not doing that for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had to explain that to him. I had to tell him the reasoning behind it was because he's 18 and I was like, dude, you don't even know where you're going to work. You know what I mean? You don't even know what you're going to do. Yeah. In a couple of years from now, I was like, I promise you, it's something to think about is all I told him. And, of course I had the same kind of reaction. He got mad, left the building. He actually literally told me that he had already been to 2 other shops that were giving him price quotes on it. And the reason he came in to us was to see if he can get a better deal. And I was like, okay. So I had to educate him on a whole lot of different things that day. You know what I mean? Whether or not he listened, I can tell you when I was 18, I didn't listen to a whole lot of anything. So that's the other part of it too, I think, that makes it kind of frustrating. I don't know if there is like one right way outside of your principles. You know what I mean? And I know that there's some ways that you can be polite to people. You know, you can say no, but while still being polite and stuff like that. And hopefully it just works out for the better. But a lot of times it has to do with the person you're communicating with, period. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Want to be combative.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people are just combative and like all they do is hear an insult or like some kind of issue, problem, whatever it is that they feel genuinely.
There are a lot of people who think that no is an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, no is totally fine. It's just an answer.
Yeah.
It's not even a bad one. I wonder how long ago was that monster logo, kid? Please tell me it was like 2003.
I think it was around it's either 2003 or 2003, 2006, somewhere around there, probably. Yeah, I think so. Why?
I really just I want to hear the follow-up, the story of him coming back to you years later and being like, thank you, man. Thank you so much for not doing that.
I wish I could tell you that was the case.
Me.
You want to know the honest truth about it?
I went to the cheap guy next door.
I saw him working at a local grocery store and he had a monster M on his neck.
Poor kid.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is people are going to do whatever the hell they want, no matter what you try to say to them.
Well, at
again,
least you get to sleep at night.
That's exactly what I told him. I was like, I don't feel right. I wouldn't feel right doing this for you. It's the same thing that you kind of said to him. He says, like, I can't do this, dude. Like, it's not okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. You have no other tattoos, and you want a tattoo on a highly visible spot. And I think the other part of it too is, there's this double-edged sword right now with our culture that's changing, and it's a good thing, but at the same time, it can be kind of a bad deal because, like, you know, the TV shows that are, you know, highlighting tattooing and stuff like that, showing the different kind of people that are getting tattoos, it's becoming more and more popular. It's a good thing, right? Like, because it's destigmatizing the whole idea of having a tattoo, and like you don't have to be certain type of class to have a tattoo. You can be anybody you want to.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
Destigmatizing tattoos in the workplace. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, it's awesome. But at the same time, it's becoming more and more acceptable to see people that are making, you know, something that you probably would never make in your life in a year. You know what I mean? And they have all these like facial tattoos and like very visible, highly visible tattoos, and they're in a sense endorsing it, you know, and like people think that it's okay and they get inspired by it and they want to be like the person that they look up to or something. You know what I mean? And
he doesn't work there anymore, but
I don't.
There's a dispensary that's near where I work, where a kid used to work. This 18-year-old kid used to work that asked me, because I would go in on my breaks and buy a couple of pre-rolls, you know, fill up my stash. And a kid there is like, yeah, you work at that tattoo shop. Would you be willing to do blah, blah, blah on my neck? And my first question was, oh, well, how old are you?
Mhm.
And they was just like, I am 22 and I'm going to be a rapper. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I will tattoo your neck. Let me know when you get your record label and like all of that. And I'll do it. But like, and that's the answer I gave him, and was all like, yep, here's my card. When you like get your shit going and I hear about you, like, come on over. But until then, start rapping, like get that career set off, and just be like, I'm not gonna shit on his dreams or anything. I'm gonna encourage him to do what he wants in like an exciting way, so that he doesn't know that I'm saying not right now, because tattoos don't make you a famous rapper.
Right.
And
that's
yeah,
exactly what I'm saying about like polite ways of saying no, right? And it's something that we kind of learn and stuff like that. And like, it's better not to take things so offensively when the client is telling you that this is what they want. And we're coming from a different position of, look, man, we're around this all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different life, and it's just what we do. But you have to go to work. You got to go back to work and stuff like that. You got to be out in the public way more than we do, et cetera, et cetera. And nobody cares about the way that I look. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna fire me because I have a tattoo on my face, or I have a tattoo on my arms or on my neck. But I happen to do tattoos. You work at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything bad about it. I think it's awesome that you're doing your thing and that you want to get tattooed, but I think it's something that we all have to think about as a responsible person. How about a
Yeah.
responsible person?
Yeah.
Not even a tattoo artist, just responsible person.
Because our decisions can permanently affect other people's lives. There are consequences in certain areas. In Chicago, in Portland, Oregon, it's tattoos are very common. But if you go to if suddenly and so if you get yourself covered in tattoos because you're living in an environment where it's socially acceptable, but let's say you get a crazy good job offer, but it's in bumfuck nowhere, Nebraska, where nobody has tattoos except for, the outlaw kids and the bikers in like the small town of 4,000 people, where everybody knows everybody, and you move there, you pack up, you arrive, and suddenly your tattoos are offensive, you lose your great job opportunity, and then you're in bumfuck nowhere, Nebraska, in a town where nobody likes you because you're the gangster that just showed up from a big city.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing that people don't realize is not everywhere is what they see on TV, and not everywhere is as accepting of the progressive big city they might be living in. Like Portland, Oregon, yeah, everybody here has tattoos. But it's a very conservative state outside of Portland. Like, conservative as in like outside of Portland, everybody else is very traditional, not tattoo heavy. Like, go over to never eat shredded wheat. Go over to Eastern Oregon and it's just like farmlands.
Yeah.
So like, that's another thing I think people don't realize is if they think it's great for their environment, but they don't realize that their local environment is not the rest of the world. And you could get up and move to an area where suddenly like things aren't going to be so easy because of how you decorated your body, which sucks, but that's the reality of it. We're not at a completely socially acceptable place yet. We're getting there though.
Yeah. And I think it's great. Like I said, I think it's great that we do, but I still think that if you're young and you don't have any visible tattoos, it's probably best that you don't get visible tattoos right away. However, I will say that we do live in the day and age where The what is it? The opposite bodysuit is pretty popular now. You know what I mean? Where
Oh
peop-
yeah, hands and necks and nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it looks like with a shirt on, you're totally covered, but you take your shirt off and you have nothing on your chest or nothing on
I
your
think
upper arm.
somebody called that the California tuxedo.
I like it. I don't think I ever heard that before. It's pretty good.
I feel like that's what somebody called it that, and I just remember just being like, that makes sense.
California tuxedo. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm to remember that one. And then you have the Canadian tuxedo, right?
Yeah, that's the denim one, right?
All denim. Yeah, all denim.
Ah.
It's like one of my favorite outfits of all time.
I got a friend here in Portland that hosts an annual barbecue that I think he's been doing for like a decade now.
Nice.
But it's denim day. And everybody dresses up in all denim, and there's contests for like the best denim outfit and everything. And it's ridiculous. Like people like go to Goodwill shopping all year to save up money, like to pile up jeans so that they can sew them into like a ball gown.
That's awesome.
Yeah, denim day rules.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, just a fun little thing that one of my friends does. Celebrates denim.
I'm a big fan of the denim.
Yes.
Denim demon.
Denim
Like a-
demon.
Denim demon. Yeah.
I like the 80s Hesher style denim and leather.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
Yeah.
one. I'm a big fan. I do
Hell
dig
yeah,
a
Slayer.
yeah. I do dig a jean cut off jacket over a leather jacket. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, with the patches and the pins. I've got a stash of my retired battle jackets.
Yeah.
All of my pumpkin metal vests that have had too many beers spilled on them or ripped too much to like really wear out. So they're just hanging up in my closet and little personal display. Like, and this one's the one with my Iron Maiden back patch. And this one is the one that I broke my nose at the Slayer concert. And this one here. No.
Broke your nose at the Slayer concert, huh?
I didn't actually do that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I did fracture a rib in the mosh pit at fucking it was either Cannibal Corpse or Cattle Decapitation.
Hmm.
Yeah. My first
That's
mosh pit
nice, dude.
and my first stage dive was at Bolt Thrower. And it was
Nice.
their first time playing in Seattle in 8 years. So it was really wild and everybody was freaking out.
Radical. Yeah, that's fun. And we're gonna go to an obituary show this weekend.
I was just about to bring up the time that I fucked my hand up at an obituary show after interviewing Frank Watkins on the tour bus.
Oh, Frank Watkins, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's dead now.
Yeah. That's a
But yeah,
bummer.
I interviewed him because he used to run an underground heavy metal label and so we talked about his label and the bands that he was producing and helping out and all of that.
How'd that go? Is he pretty cool?
No, he's a dick. No, he's a fucking dick.
Oh man, that's a bummer, dude.
No, I had a very terrible time. He was like I did this like little e-zine where I interviewed bands and stuff for like a year or two way back in the day, the days of MySpace.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and Obituary was one of my last ones before I decided I was bored of doing that and I wanted to get up and go hop trains with punk friends. And I got in contact with Frank Watkins, and I wanted to interview him about his production company.
Mhm.
And we hung out on the obituary tour bus with the rest of the band. They sat in the side while my friend held the camera, and I sat and interviewed Frank, and he was a dick, and the rest of the band was absolutely delightful.
Wow.
Yeah, they offered me orange and vodka, a little screwdriver, and he didn't let me answer. He spoke up and said she doesn't need anything.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Thanks a
So
lot.
yeah, I was just like,
Misogyny at its
you're
best.
not letting me party with obituary? Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they offered me a drink, bro. Chill out.
Yeah. So as a response, I asked him where he got the name for his production company, which he had to admit on camera that it was based off of an obituary album that he had nothing to do with in the writing of. So I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna out you on this one thing.
You already knew that, huh?
I knew that it wasn't an original idea. Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. What a jerk.
Yeah. But the rest of the guys in obituary seemed really nice, but that was years ago. That was like 2007.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds like a pretty cool like adventure at least. I mean, at least you had some fun doing it for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, you're going to an obituary show?
Yeah, we're going this Friday night.
Fuck yeah. Dude, they always
Yeah.
have the sickest merch.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out. I'm feeling kind of old these days, so you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, how long is it gonna last? How long is the concert gonna be?
Dude, I'm already aging out of going to shows, and I'm kind of bummed
Really?
about it. I thought I had a few more years of like partying left, but I fucking went home early from a Neurosis show because I was tired.
That's what I'm saying. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I left
I don't know about it. I don't think I'm ever going to age out of live music. Live music is my favorite drug.
I
Nice.
don't know, man. I left before the finale of Judas Priest just a few months ago because I wanted to go to bed.
That's what I'm saying too.
I was like, this is cool. Yeah, Rob Halford, I love you. Woo! But I've already seen Judas Priest before and I want to go to bed.
I'm tired.
Yeah. And when I saw Kiss, I sat the entire time.
Well, that's because it's Kiss. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw Kiss too, and because the tickets were free, and I'm not gonna let him touch.
Don't tell Gene Simmons the tickets were free.
Oh yeah.
He's not gonna like that at all.
See Kiss, do you want these tickets? And I was like, yeah, I'll go see a show. I haven't seen a show in a while.
You know what's a really fucking good show?
What's that?
King Diamond.
Oh, I bet.
Theatrical. Like
Yeah, I bet.
he brings a stage. They do lights up, lights out, and so that they can set up the fucking stage.
Wow.
And like there's actually like performances. It's like watching a musical.
That's awesome, dude. Well, that's some music rules too.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with King Diamond.
Mm-mm.
I'm a bit of a hippie. I've followed the Dead in concert more than once.
My dad
Oh,
did
yeah.
that.
In all their incarnations, as great the Grateful Dead, as the Dead, as Further, as Dead and Company. Grateful
be
Dead
honest.
fans are notorious for giving away tickets. They call it miracling tickets to people.
Huh.
So I have seen them so many times for free, and it's always a great time.
Nice. I gotta be honest, I'm not too big a fan of the Grateful Dead. And by too big a fan, I mean like not at all.
It's only for certain people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I broke up with a guy because he liked fish too much.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude.
I can't stand fish heads.
Like, which album is this one? Oh, the other one, because it sounds exactly the same as the other
No,
one.
no.
Too.
Okay, so we were only like dating for a few weeks, so it wasn't that long, but there was things I didn't know when we first started dating that I found out about, like the fact that he had his fish journal, that every single page on it was stapled his concert ticket stub and then the whole set list that they played, and like journaling about each of the songs and what happened during it. And I was like, that is really cute.
What?
But
But it's a little obsessive, and it's fucking fish, man.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to spell.
I was just gonna say the same thing. They didn't even spell it right,
like
man.
that.
You guys couldn't even spell it right, bro. What the hell?
Dude. So, dude, he showed me a journal. He was super proud. And I was just like, oh, it's so adorable that like you're a huge fan of something and you love it and you're passionate. And I love that. But it's fish. And at the time I was a smoker. So I went outside and had a cigarette and thought about it and came back up inside and told him, it wasn't going to work out.
Gotta love your principles.
I don't got that many standards, but I got
Fish is one
some.
of them.
I got a couple of them.
Yeah, it's like we can do all kinds of stuff, but fish, nah.
If I had been older when Pink Floyd was touring, I might have wound up that obsessive.
Dude, I saw
Floyd is my
Australian
favorite
Pink
band.
Floyd.
How
You've
was
told
it?
me about Australian Pink Floyd. I looked them up on YouTube. They are phenomenal.
Dude, they're the closest you can get to Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember which Floyd band member, but one of them actually hired Australian Pink Floyd to play at his like personal private party because he was so impressed with how well they did.
Wow.
Like, Australian Pink Floyd, if you have a chance to see them, fucking see them.
Absolutely. I've
There
been
is a
looking for
certain
him
joy
somewhere
in cover
near me.
bands.
Yeah.
And the Iron Maidens, I don't know if they're still around. All female Iron Maiden cover band. Sexy
Now
as
that
hell.
sounds phenomenal.
Amazing.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There used to be a band, I think they were out of Philly. It was an all-female cover band of Metallica, and they were called Clitalica, and they were awesome. I had to check them out because of the name.
Yeah, well, that makes total sense.
And they're really good.
Hell yeah.
Those guys, man, I feel like there's been a few things in my life that have kind of like ruined a childhood of mine, you know what I mean? And their more recent albums are definitely one of the things that have ruined my childhood.
Yeah, I'm not
You
a
know
big fan of
what?
modern.
Like, what was it? Anything after Injustice for All is bad.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
I was just having a conversation the other day at work where it was a Megadeth versus Metallica conversation.
Mhm.
And I think the mutual consensus is what was okay. Overall, musically, Metallica is a little bit more enjoyable, but Metallica as a band is so repulsive, and Lars Ulrich can go fuck himself
Yeah.
so much that I would still listen to Megadeth before I would listen to Metallica.
Damn.
Simply because I just don't want to. I'm over it, dude. I'm fucking over it. Like, Kill 'Em All was the best. I fucking love Kill 'Em All, and then fuck the rest. Fuck
That was
them.
actually the first CD I ever owned, just Kill 'Em All.
Really? Mine was Presidents of the United States of America, self-titled.
Oh, well, Millions of Peaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh God, how long it took me to find out what that song was actually about.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
The first CD I owned was Prime Pork Soda.
That's a good one. But guys, what is it? Sailing the Seas of Cheese. That album's actually, it's pretty good. Like
Mm,
musically, it feels pretty dark at some points in time too. You know what I mean? Trips me out. Like, is this the same band? Dang.
Who?
oh, I know.
Primus.
Oh,
You're
you
like,
know what
oh,
band
we're
somebody brought up lately that I had completely forgotten about?
who's that?
Portishead.
Oh, they're a
Oh,
good band
I
too,
love
man. Those
Portishead.
guys rule.
Yeah, I forgot about those guys.
They're
Are they still
fantastic.
around?
They haven't made an album for a while. What was the last one that they made? 3 or something like that? I think it's called 3.
I love her voice.
Yeah, it's really good. They have a song on that album called Machine Gun. It's really awesome.
I got a magazine called Machine Gun.
Yeah, dude,
Boo, boo,
icon.
boo, tattoos. Back on
Mhm.
topic.
There you go.
We always bring it back to tattoos.
See, that was a while, but it circled back around.
You just got to let it happen, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, now that I just ordered a bunch of national tattoo machines, I should bust out my machine gun magazines and reread those, because I haven't touched a coil in a hot fucking minute.
Yeah. I was just talking about that yesterday. That some client was asking me about like the pen machines versus like the old tattoo, because I've tattooed him for years, and when he first started getting tattooed by me again, and we started using the rotary on him, he was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, like, what do you mean? He's like, "It's just so quiet. Where's the buzz, man? I was ready for
yeah.
that buzz." I'm like, yeah, I know, dude, I know. Like, it's better for me though, and you. So just shut up.
Yeah, just shut up, man.
Just shut up, dude. Well, I'm
Quiet.
gonna put on.
You know, I
If you don't shut
really
up, I'm gonna put the fish back on.
I feel like, is it true that in some of the tattoo TV shows, like the one that rhymes with Stink Blaster,
Yeah.
that while everybody's using quiet ass pen machines, they like put in coil machine sounds for the effects when they're editing?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've
Do they
noticed
really?
that. Yes, because sometimes if I get really bored, I'll watch it. And I've thought to myself before, that machine doesn't make that sound.
Huh.
You know,
The
whenever they
magic.
invent smell-o-vision,
Oh God.
yeah, whenever smell-o-vision finally gets invented, that show, every time it's on TV, it's gonna like suddenly the smell that comes out is gonna be green soap.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
gonna be awesome. That's when you know you're in a real tattoo shop, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tattoo shops don't smell like green soap anymore.
No, I should not.
No, it's because everybody
so
stopped
many
using
people are
spray
using
bottles
it.
and started using squirt bottles, so it's not in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually don't know why. I heard that and it made sense.
I love the smell of green soap in the morning.
Well, guys, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, and I gotta get into work here pretty soon. So let me see here. How do we stop sharing? There we go. Stop sharing. Cool. But if we can, let's have everybody just holler. Medusa, you want to start off?
Sure. Hi, everybody. It's me, Medusa. This is me hollering. You can find me at medusaslays.com or on Instagram, Medusa Slays with 3 S's at the end. Although now on Instagram, my name is Medusa Slays, like the Christmas sleigh, because I'm being seasonal.
Nice.
So yes, that's also where you can find my dominatrix Daria tattoo that I want to show off because I'm very proud of it. This is what I worked on today, this flash sheet. So yay, everybody
Beautiful.
have a good time. Good
Looks
to see
killer.
you. Great talking.
Yep. Thanks for joining. Amber.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amber Morgaine. As always, thank you for hosting this, Ricardo. I really enjoy this group.
Good. Thank you for
I
being
love
here.
being able to talk about feelings and tattoos and how they relate to each other.
Absolutely. I couldn't
You
agree with you anymore.
You can find me on all platforms under Amber Morgaine. Everything has been streamlined now. I even have a TikTok.
Whoa. Whoa. Thank you for
My
joining us,
daughter
Amber.
manages that.
I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, cool, man. But thank you so much. That's great to hear. I can't tell you how much that means for real. My name is Ricardo Sturdivant. Thank you guys for joining. Anybody who's watching the reruns or on live stream right now, thank you so much for joining us. Thank both of you girls for being here today. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to talk to somebody instead of just sitting here talking about to myself. So thank you for that too. But everybody have a good day and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.